Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana
and Marnie.
There is no way you can bring a big dog to my home. That's what I'm going to say.
You're not going to tell me what I can and can't bring to your house.
We've had this discussion. People can't bring uninvited guests to my home. That includes humans and animals.
If you say so, girl.
No, in all honesty, because I really have that thing about people coming to my home uninvited.
That's other people.
No, but that also includes you. If you come uninvited, or if you come with a dog or anything else, you will see the door. You won't even see the inside of my home. Like, you'll see the front door as I'm closing it in your face.
You could front orange as you want.
No, it's not
with the other girlies. You're not gonna do that to me.
I think the dog would make me even more like energized to be
if
like.
I came here with any uninvited guest, you're not going to embarrass me.
But why would you come to my house with someone uninvited?
Obviously, it was an emergency.
No, it's not that much of an emergency. My house is a bit of a distance from you. There's other people's homes you can go.
It was an emergency.
Hit up.
I had to bring them with me. I was coming here and I didn't have to bring them. They were with me. I had to bring them. I've actually done that before. You didn't do nothing. You actually let the person in your house.
No, but I see.
So that's what I mean.
No.
The story's not adding up.
No.
The story's not adding up.
Two things.
The story's not adding up.
You said a guest is coming, but I had faith that I knew that person already.
Okay, so have faith that you're in this person.
No, but why? I don't know your dog.
You listen. The person walked in the house. They're already in now. What are you gonna do?
You ain't coming. You ain't even walking in.
I've already done it before.
No.
And I will do it again.
No, because I opened the door and had a couple of seconds of like, oh, what are you doing here? I'm so sorry. The listeners are just listening to this story and doesn't understand any of the context. Basically,
they don't need to context. Fact is, Shoshana likes to do all of this talking.
No.
But when it comes down to it, she doesn't want to post up.
No.
I brought an uninvited guest to her house, and she let both of us in, and we sat down. We had a kiki. We had a whale of the time.
Hold
so
up.
this story that you're trying to perpetuate about how you don't let me, you did that. You did.
No, the one thing you did do is you gave me a heads up that someone was coming. And you said it was a surprise, but I knew from that your surprise wouldn't be that wild, that it would be someone that I didn't know.
Okay, cool. And when I get my dog, I'll say the same thing. We'll get to the door and then we'll come in.
I'll hear the barking.
You won't hear the barking.
I'll hear the woof woof.
You won't hear the woof woof.
I'll be like, no, you can't.
We have a dog in the office at the moment. That dog has not woofed once.
I'll be honest, I can't even have animals in my home.
The dog is already here.
It's not here. Not in my home. As part of my agreement, I'm not allowed to have pets. So
it's not your pet though, is it?
No pets. Neither mine, neither yours, neither anyone's pets.
I'm just saying, we will see.
There's no we will see. The thing is, the fact that you're talking about you're going to get a big dog, let's be for real. Like, you wouldn't get a big dog.
Maybe I would. You don't know me.
No, you wouldn't.
You just met me.
20 years ago. Yeah, I've known you for a bit of time. There's no way. How long is
people can surprise
How
people.
long is it taking you to warm up to our girlie's dog?
But that dog is racist. And it's only apologised recently, which is why I'm friendly with the dog now. That's because I had a problem with that dog on an ideological level.
That dog had a problem with us.
But I don't have a problem with dogs, period. I now have a problem with cats.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So our friend's cat tried to attack me.
So funny. That was so funny.
So now me and cats have got beef.
That one cat.
I don't trust any cats now. If they can switch on you like that, it's over.
Have you seen those videos where cats like literally thumping and beating up the owners?
I've seen cats beat each other up.
Yeah,
And that cat wanted to clown me.
Yeah, I've seen cats also beat up their owners or beat up dogs. They'd be like literally thumping them.
I'm not.
Which is hilarious with their little paws.
Their claws.
Paws and maybe claws.
Those claws are not little.
Yeah, but again, remember
that cat was
their descendants,
my genes.
Their ancestors and their family tree goes to lions and tigers and bears. That's lions and tigers.
Lions, tigers, and bears. Where do you think you're from? I saw a bear. Don't go over there. There's a bear.
A
brown bear, a grizzly bear.
Their family tree is
their family tree. What?
Oh my god, what is going on? Their family tree
is jumping out.
Yeah, my Southern American accent. The family tree is bears. Their family tree is actually lions and tigers.
Yeah, I don't think it's bears actually.
No, but there's a song with Jasmine Sullivan, lions and tigers and bears.
beers. Lions, tigers, and beers.
It's the EA sound I really struggle with. Even
Yeah, you can't say ears. Or here.
Here, and here, and it's just
that is so funny.
It's really bad.
No, there's like I feel like there's a
genetic thing. Well, there's something there.
I feel like it's where you're from because you're not the only person I've heard
that struggled.
Yeah, who says that hair.
Come here.
Hair. Shut up.
I mean, the only one that I really giggled at when I listened back to the podcast was sword and sword.
I'd forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding me.
That was
shocking.
So hilarious. Because I know I've said that out loud. I know I've said it out loud to other people, especially in the workplace. So
and they've all emailed each other.
Yeah.
Did she say sword?
Sword or sword?
I feel like she said sword.
Anyway, you live by the sword.
You die by the sword.
Or sword. Regardless.
It's just sword. It's really just sword.
Should we just move on to pop culture news?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. So, big news. A lot of big news. Not today.
So already have the one, guys.
Please do not start spreading this kind of rumour. I'm absolutely not with child. Not yet. But big news.
Count your days.
Yeah.
Count your days,
one day
listeners.
By God's grace, one day it will happen. Just not right now. There's a lot of big hurdles that needs to be jumped through to get a kid. We can discuss that on our one day when we ever record our dates and scribbles episodes.
So subscribe to the Patreon.
I think we probably have to date to do that.
I don't know about you, but I'm outside.
Oh, are you?
I'm lying.
I did not know you were outside.
It's a lie. I have to lie sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. I've not been interested in dating all year.
Neither have I, but also recently I've been like, gonna have to get back on that horse.
No, don't. When you say horse, do you mean apps? Because the apps is just horrible.
Gonna have to get back on that horse, and it's bleak.
It's so. I'm trying to be positive about it. I'm optimistic. There's people out there who are serious.
I was talking to a friend yesterday and they were like, I've just deleted the apps. And I was like, I'm about to just get back on the apps. And they said, don't. Just don't bother. They said that the sign came when they matched with a friend.
Oh!
But they were both just
actually, why did they actually match with?
My question to them was that...
Why did you swipe yeah?
No. Because I think they swiped to just be like, LOL.
Okay.
But my thing is, if you saw a friend on there, and you swiped on them and they didn't swipe on you, would you feel some type of way? Because I think I would.
No, I wouldn't. Because I've seen friends on apps, and it's made me want to delete the app. I've just literally swiped no.
But I'm saying you swiped yes.
I wouldn't.
To be like LOL.
I wouldn't swipe yes.
To be like LOL.
There's no LOL. Honestly.
Yeah, so that you guys can match and be like, LOL, we're both on the app. This is funny.
No, I just feel like it could open the doors to like have
It's not going to open the doors.
It's not going to open the doors. You know,
that means that person's not really your friend, because if they was your friend, they would know. You guys would know if there was anything there. It's not today on the app that I'm going to be like, I've just realised you're the most handsome person I've ever seen.
You just don't know.
Well, I personally would be very offended.
Have you swiped yes on any friends? I said LOL.
I have seen somebody who worked in my workplace before, and then I just deleted the app.
Yeah, same.
No, I didn't. I just turned it off for the day, and I hoped it would not be there when I came back.
I have seen. There's one guy in particular I've seen so many times from my workplace on there, on the different apps. I'm like, whoa.
One day you have to swipe.
No.
See what's up.
I also know big rules. I don't date people I work with, so.
I feel like you're trying to set me up.
No, I wasn't. Oh no, you could feel triggered by that, but I honestly was not trying to do that. I wasn't.
You know what I want to say.
No, don't. No,
so
it's my platinum rule because I broke it one time. Okay, I've said it. You gonna share your story?
Excuse me.
What story? No, that's my setup. That's my setup.
What story?
That's my setup.
Some people out here can't just Have a moment.
Oh my god.
Take your moment.
I said what I talk, but I've taken my moment so many other times. I've admitted this so many times on the pod, I think. Have I?
Because you keep saying it.
But you keep on making those jokes and I tell you, I don't date people I work
you teed
with.
it up.
How will I tee it
I
up?
say, I don't date people I work with.
But I don't.
Obviously, immediately my brain's like, that is not true, Ellen.
No,
actually, Ellen, that is not true.
I don't date people I work with anymore, but that
should be the
rule. Yeah, but
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but I don't. Why would I need to say this? It happened so long ago.
Because I want to know if you're trying to
No, I'm not trying to
cover up.
I've got nothing to cover up. There's nothing to cover up.
So why don't you tell everybody the story right now?
Absolutely not. Subscribe to the Patreon. £5 a month. I'm joking.
It is £5 a month.
No, all I'm saying is, how did we get here?
I don't even
know.
know.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm not. I said I've got big news.
Yeah,
you asked me if I was
what the news are.
And the big news actually, apart from Monty's dating life, is...
What big news?
The strike is over! SAG.
And that's why I'm getting back on the apps, looking for the actors.
Yeah. They'll get back to work now.
They've got to come back to the UK for their film premieres. And I'm going to swipe until I find one.
SAG AFTRA has agreed with, or has made an agreement with the streamers, and as a result, the strike is over. I have not read into the details of the agreement, I'll be honest, but it seems like a lot of the demands from the actors have been met, and we're going to see how that impacts the industry moving forward. It's probably one of the longest strikes ever.
It didn't even feel that long.
It didn't feel that long, but at times, everyone was guessing when it was going to end. I thought it was going to end in September.
I think that what it has taught us is that, like, you can make as many nice films as you want, but without your actors out there doing press and using their mobilizing their platforms, those films get buried really, really quickly. And so, like, there is so much that goes into making art now, and to think that you can sort of devalue any aspect of it, like, it will come back to bite you. Like, it's not that you can't scrimp on the writers, you can't scrimp on the actors, otherwise you don't have a show. That's what we've learned. So value your talent equally. You know, shows will suffer as a result. In terms of budgets, I think. But I also think TV's become incredibly overpriced.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, your most basic shows are demanding a $3 million an episode because it just costs so much to pay for equipment and crew and cast and writers. So, like, I don't know what we'll have in the future. Interestingly, my boss was talking about this, and he thinks what's going to happen is that we just end up making shows like kind of similar to Hijack, where they take place all in one location. Because that is a way to save money.
Yes,
from having to try, you don't have to bring new cast in because all the cast are in one place. Like shows like Criminal on Netflix, which is also a George K show, takes place in one room.
Oh yeah, it's an interview room. Isn't it?
You know, those kind of things will become sort of
we should
be picked up a lot easier.
Could be quite interesting to see how the evolution of storytelling will become. Like if it becomes quite, there's always innovation when you are forced to spend less. Like when you're given a tighter budget, that's where I've seen the most creativity. I speak from a marketing perspective. Like some of the most creative campaigns are based on the scrimpiest of budgets. So I feel like it's going to teach everyone to become a bit more nifty and a bit more efficient. I think there will be people that also suffer from this as a result.
Like, comedy is made for a third of the budget that drama's made for. And comedy is also a space that uses, like, 1 or 2 sets. So, like, if they can do it, there's no reason why your drama shouldn't be able to do it. I'm rewatching Schitt's Creek at the moment, and, like...
It felt like it's not small, but it felt like it wasn't the most expensive show in the world.
It can't have been that expensive. It can't have been that expensive, but, like, you know, you get the sense that this is but it's set in a small town. Mostly in the motel room that this family lives in. Like, okay, they've got the shop and they've got the place where they go to eat. Those are your main sets. You know, it's not like, oh, in this episode they fly to Abu Dhabi. Like, it's a show where it's like, what can we do with the space that we have?
It's true.
So I think maybe like taking a leaf out of Comedy's book, like how to make good, engaging genuinely satisfying TV for like a third of the budget would be helpful to people. And I think drama's just got to a place where like premium TV equals like people want to be in. White Lotus is a great, perfect example, right? It's one set.
That's true. That is true.
It's one set.
And that is an incredible show.
So I feel like stuff, and the popularity of those shows as well. White Lotus, Hijack was incredibly popular. Like people actually watch them.
And I think it's when you talk about those big drama, those world building type of dramas that is supposed to like build your IP or based on a genre. That's where I think those may suffer a bit more. Yes, but also those shows are the biggest risk because they are the ones where if you don't get your audience from episode 1 or episode 2, you're done. And I do feel that there is a space and a world where we will get a thing like Stranger Things in the future, but maybe it just look a little bit different.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think for sure it costs a lot of money, but like I think the first season of Stranger Things is like, okay, the school, the woods, old dude's house, really, and then the lab. You could probably make that for a decent amount of money, but the problem is year on year,
that's the thing.
The budget grows. How much you pay the cast goes up. How much you pay the crew goes up, and then before you know it, your show that you made for like $7 million is now 17.
Yeah. I was thinking about Friends actually because again my TikTok is kind of still going through Friends talk because of Matthew Perry's death, and they were talking about how the salaries increased season over season over season. So they started off like probably some 10, maybe 5-figure salaries per cast per season. By the time they finished, they were earning $1 million an episode. So
it's not sustainable.
It's really not sustainable, and that was because they wanted to bring them back for the last season. So I think we're gonna also see a world where, and it's kind of been happening already, but shorter seasons, shorter episode runs. Like gone are the days where we're gonna have 20 episodes of a season. I think.
And maybe like
it doesn't happen as much anyway, apart from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, and maybe like the period of time where it was so prestigious for a show to get like a film star to suddenly do TV, and how that was going to be the big pull for the show. Like I think about Mare of Easttown, and everyone's like, it's Kate Winslet, it's Kate Winslet. I think we might pass that time now because it's like the money that said starlet or film Hollywood star will cost you is your entire budget of your show. So maybe we'll go back to actually breaking new just new actors and not always turning on your TV seeing the exact same people.
Yeah, it was really interesting because there was a conversation that happened at work about like how do you find new talent, especially new talent in the UK, because you have things like Sex Ed, you have things like, I'm trying to think of another like big UK show that like really birthed a whole like fleet of these
EastEnders.
That's where it came to. It's like gone are the days. The soaps are actually your next best bet to find these young up and coming talent. It's not just about press anymore, or it's not like going to like acting schools and going to the Brits and seeing who's like up and coming in that space. Is actually seeing the soaps. That's pretty much it. Because where else do you find them now? Unless they're really up and coming, really new, or they're writing their own stuff, like Chewing Gum and...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the other problem with everybody wants to be a writer, director, performer, like wants to be a multi-hyphenate, and also just like a star.
Yeah.
And you can't populate a show with a bunch of people who want to be stars. Like when I think about The Office or Parks and Recreation, like, you know, those were built around one star, and then the people that were around that person became stars in their own right. Yeah. But if they had come onto the show to be stars, I think you would have had you'd have had people dropping out after seasons 1 or 2. Like, and even when it was getting to like seasons 5 or 6, and big members of the cast were like having to leave or like not there, it felt weird. But it also felt like this show has gained so much interest and public love that person can now leverage the fact that they're on this show into something else. Because deep down, that's what they want.
Yeah.
They want to be the star of something. They don't want to just be like, I come in, I do my work, I go home, which is like what an EastEnders person
That is true,
is.
yeah. I mean, I think about something like Bridgerton with reggae Jean Page. I always want to call reggae Jean Paul. But, you know, he left after season 1 and he seems to be doing
Doing
okay.
what exactly?
I mean, he's done some
Seems
stuff.
to be doing...
Some stuff.
No.
I mean, he does like a film or he does like a couple. Did he do the Iron?
Don't ask me though because I don't know. That's
I
why
don't know.
said,
I don't know.
Like
But
when he did that, it felt like very much like a. I'm not going to be a TV star. I'm going to be a film star. It's like I couldn't name a single film you've been in.
I think we need to give him some time. Actually, that also reminds me of that guy from Downton Abbey that he left early
and now he does art house films, which no, but he left because he got an FX show.
Oh really?
Which he was a star of.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just
if I become the breakout star of your show, now I want to go leverage it and be on my own show. I don't want to be the breakout star of your show and be stuck on your show forever.
That is true. But look, we're gonna have to wait and see what the industry does. I'm glad that it's over, even though like when I saw it this morning, it felt a bit anticlimactic. I was like, oh, about time, but okay, because this strike has definitely been not an excuse.
A holiday!
Yeah. But it's definitely been a reason why things have been paused or things have changed or it's just been like, oh, the strikes, and everyone's like, yeah, we understand.
It's
messed
up everybody's schedules as well. Like there's writers that I've been talking to who were super, super busy, then weren't busy, and now it's like, oh, they have to go back to work, and then they're like only half back at work because the actors weren't at work, but now the actors are at work. Like,
it's gonna be
just becomes a whole thing. But
wild. Let's see how the industry changes if it does. I mean, streamers are probably going to become a bit more expensive. I think I think seasons and the way that TV is created will also change, which may not be bad because we live in a very short attention span world. So I don't think I need to see 18 episodes, or I don't need to see 18 seasons. Like, maybe it's not a bad thing.
Maybe it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, we'll just wait and see. Yeah. Talking of that and actors, another big piece of news happened this week. The sexiest...
I do not think it was a piece of news. Okay. I don't think... I would say maybe 40% of the population cared about this.
Yeah, true, but, it's perfect timing because, the strikes are out, all the interest is coming back onto the actors, and so people announced the Sexiest Man Alive for 2023, and it was... Patrick Dempsey.
Okay, girl. That was my response when I saw it. Literally, okay, girl, work.
It's literally the that video of Lizzie McGuire, what's her name, Hilary Duff doing that dance routine. And everyone's like, dun 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 dun. And everyone's like, go girl, do nothing.
Yeah. Literally, go girl, give us nothing. Is what that was.
Oh my god! She actually recreated it again.
So funny.
It's so bad. I mean, he looks great. He's like, what, 60 something?
Is he really?
No, I think he's like 50 something.
Oh, that's disrespectful what you just did.
Hold up.
That's actually very don't think he's 60 something.
He's not 60 something. I think he's like 50 something. But you know
like
what?
54.
There's an interest in the older man. Look, there's the Golden Bachelor, which is currently live, and he is definitely 70 or 60 something.
So you don't actually know how old he is either.
Give me 2 minutes.
Last time you said he was 72.
He may actually be that. 1 minute. Patrick Dempsey is 57, so I was a bit wrong on that. And the Golden Bachelor is, I think he is 72 or something like that. Golden Bachelor. So there's an interest in the older man, and I get it. There's an appeal to it. He's a bit more mature. He looks great. I'm talking about Patrick Dempsey. And
listen, so does the Golden Bachelor.
The Golden Bachelor he looks great. He's 72. He's 72. So yeah, I was shocked by it because, perfectly honest, in my opinion, the sexiest man alive should be Pedro Pascal. It really should be.
I disagree.
Tell me why.
I think the sexiest man alive is Penn Badgley.
No, but Penn
Or
Badgley...
Oscar Isaac. I can't believe neither one of them have ever been on this people's... All three of them
they should
haven't been people's sexiest person. I think it's... Disgraceful.
I just don't
We've
think...
only had 3 people of colour, first of all.
Yeah, that's disgraceful, man. Come on. And if you added Pedro Pascal, he'd have been the 4th.
The same with Oscar Isaac, actually.
Sorry, I forgot.
Trying to campaign for your guy. I'm campaigning for my guy.
I am campaigning for my guy because really and truly, there
has not been a single curly-haired man on people's sexiest man.
Oh, he may have been curly, but they straightened his hair.
It's not right.
I mean, we can list them down because we went through this just before we came on air.
We can't go through all of them.
No, okay, we could do some notable ones. George Clooney was in there like twice. Brad Pitt was there twice. Richard Gere was there twice.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp was there twice.
Yikes.
Yeah, oh no. I mean, they can't. He's not gonna come in for a 3rd.
There's nothing you can do about it now.
Yeah. I'm surprised Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't on the list because he's supposed to be like
what?
Sexy.
That's what I'm saying. What is the category to become people's sexiest person?
White, tall, male, dark hair.
And so that's why Leonardo DiCaprio didn't go on there, but Brad Pitt did. I feel like there's criteria we're missing.
Strong chins. Because Leonardo DiCaprio does not have a strong chin.
Damn. I don't think you have to come for him like that. I did not think that was necessary.
I'm sorry.
I'm surprised Chris Pratt hasn't made it onto Sexiest Person Alive. He feels like he would fit that.
Yeah, he would, yeah. Maybe when he was in his Guardians of the Galaxy days. So.
Didn't one of them come out this year? That's like the days has been over. The first one came out this year.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah.
I've really clocked out of Marvel, and there was a story about, Marvel's pretty much is the decline.
Marvel's clocked out of Marvel.
Yeah, there's a massive decline. They're even talking about ready to bring back the old Marvel Avengers.
Leave us alone.
But these guys are much older. I love...
Robert
Downey Jr. should have 100% been a Sexiest Man Alive.
Shocking.
Because he is really sexy. I mean, we were talking about...
And he is a man, and he is alive.
He's breathing. Because we were saying that some of the guys on the list may be hot, but not necessarily sexy.
This is what I mean. We need to figure out the criteria for sexy. We need to figure out the criteria for being people's sexiest man alive. I think you have to be in something.
Agree. I do agree. I think it's
you can't just be pulling people from like, oh, he was Grey's Anatomy 18 years ago, so let's put him... No. You need to have been either on TV or in 3 films this year.
I usually think it's because they're promoting something, so that's why they become Sexiest Man Alive. Which makes sense for some of the guys on the list, but I don't understand the Patrick Dempsey one. Honestly, it's not on SAG. And they're like, oh, we need to pick someone who's not part of the strike. So we bring
I'm not acting anymore, actually.
So yeah, bring me on. Yeah, maybe that was it. Like, I'm retired.
Like, give it to John Legend again.
Oh, be for real.
How you even got it in the first place?
The thing is, and we were looking at all the photos as well, and they really tried to make him look sexy.
They got him coming out. Also, somebody on TikTok once pointed out that like there was a period, like, for some reason, whenever men are doing shoots where they're trying to look sexy, they have them coming out of a pool fully dressed. Yeah. And they tried to do that with John Legend, and it just looked like a man who's falling in the pool and trying to come out.
They're struggling. I'm really trying. But they also did that with that guy from Bridgerton series 2.
They do it with every
I don't find him sexy.
Quote unquote hot guy has had a photo shoot where they're coming out of water, fully dressed. Yeah, you have to be fully dressed as well. It can't be like you went swimming. No, it has to be like for some reason you fell in a pool, but then came out looking amazing. Came out like, oh my god, how did that happen?
But also, if you ever saw a guy falling into a pool fully clothed in real life, you'd be like, ick.
I'd be like, it's okay.
Yeah, and he's coming out struggling, and then as he's coming out, he's slipping and falling back into the water.
I'd be like, call an ambulance. I'm gonna die. Like, I would be like, oh my god, something's happening to me.
I don't know. No. It just doesn't do it.
If they really want to, like, as your shoot for Sexiest Man, if I was doing a shoot for the Sexiest Man, I would be like, the shoot is you like doing normal things,
cooking,
literally.
Honestly,
you have to be wearing the white man special, white t-shirt.
Gosh, oh my god, the guy from the beer.
Literally, for the beer. What is wrong with you? You can't say the word bear.
The bear, the guy from the bear.
This episode has to be called beer.
The beer.
The beer. The guy from the beer.
The guy from the bear should also be part of it. He should have been.
He actually did a photo shoot recently.
Did he?
Yeah.
He probably.
Because he's in that wrestling film with Zac Efron and.
Oh, I thought he's in that film with Riz Ahmed.
Yeah, he's as well.
I need to watch that. I
should watch
that. I think if you see a guy holding a baby, with muscles.
Yeah, it's just things you can do with your hands, so I can see your arms.
Yes. Honestly, that's it. Pretty
doing
much.
Squats for baguettes. That's what I want him to be doing.
No, I'm
thinking fags. He's like he's gone to the shop. Would this give me the ick if he was holding plastic bags?
Yes.
No, he has a tote.
No, that's still giving me.
He has a tote.
No, that's icky.
T-shirt. You know, trousers.
No.
Maybe even joggers.
No, it's okay. That's done. That's not it for me.
And he's opening the door.
No.
That's the picture. And then the second picture is he's on the train and he's holding the arm out.
Yeah.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
The third one is he's gone out to eat and he's trying to get the waiter's attention.
Yeah, but it has to be done a lot cooler than what you just did.
Hello!
No, it's more like he's put his two fingers up and like...
No, he's gone out to eat because I love seeing guys eat and he's just a mouth full of spaghetti.
What?
He's got his elbow on the table, a fork full of spaghetti.
No, a guy holding the door for me. Thank you. Or holding the car door, just any door.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Guy wearing a suit. Yeah. He doesn't need to be dressed. On clothes, sorry.
All of mine is t-shirt.
No, mine's suit. Like dark suit. Black.
All of mine is t-shirt. I want to see body.
Wearing like a really well-tailored suit.
The number one.
Go on.
Crop top.
No.
Number one is crop top. He's in the gym.
No.
Doing curls. Crop top.
No, I really don't need to see that.
It's the 80s and he's wearing tiny shorts.
No. Feeding me strawberries in a picnic.
You're just describing moments that you like. I'm talking about if I'm reading a magazine, what's going to make you stop in my tracks?
Yeah, I'd be like, wow.
What a man feeding a woman strawberries. What the hell?
Do you know what? So basically, when I'm on my way to work, I walk past this I think it's a unisex fashion store called Reese. Anyway, in that store,
Reese.
Is it Reese? Yeah,
it's called Reese.
Not Rice. In my head, I'm like, it's either one. Reese. And the way that they dress the men in those editorials, I'm like, this is a store I want my man to be shopping at. I want him to dress this way.
The price in that is crazy.
I know, but look, if he's supposed to be wealthy, that's a drop in the ocean. I want him to dress like that. Or if not, I want him to take that inspiration and find some good suits in Primark that is a similar build.
If that's what guy he said, I bought this suit from Primark, it's a wrap.
But I was wearing a jumper yesterday. Someone was like, "Oh, did you get yours from Another Stories?" I was like, "Nope, Primark." and the girl was like, "Oh, I won't tell you how much I spent for mine." I was like, "Don't worry, I won't tell you mine."
Yeah,
£12.
Why don't we all just change the subject?
Yeah, let's just move on from there.
Let's just change the subject.
Yeah, okay, not Primark, but like he will take that inspiration and go to like, I don't know, Burton, or I don't know if that store exists, or Moss Bros, and go and buy some nice suits there.
I don't know if I want my husband to.
Or Next.
I don't think that really fits with my vibe if he wears suits, because I don't really wear suits.
I don't mind if I look the most casual and he looks the most
No, I
dressed.
want us to look like always like we're going to the same event. I never wanted to just be like, where's she going or where's he going? Because this looks very... You know those pictures of Hailey Bieber and Justin? Yeah, and that is not what I'm looking for in my life. I don't want to be Justin, I don't want to be Hailey. I want us to both look like we're going to the same event.
Disorganised couple ever. I think... Yeah, I get what you mean, but...
So the aesthetic has to match.
But I think if he dresses up, I'll just dress up a little bit more. Like, today I wore this, a black jumper, black trousers, and a pink blazer. And then some heels, and I felt like almost too smart, but I was like, work to myself.
Work to myself.
I was like, no, I look great. Now go and work.
I think my favourite outfits are... Smart is not the right word. Like, you could go somewhere else in this outfit.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't feel out of place.
So, shirt, trousers, loafers. And potentially a nice jacket.
Always a good coat.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be a blazer, but just a nice coat.
Always a good
jacket.
coat. I wore yesterday to work a cropped sweater and flared jeans.
Okay.
And my colleague was like, "You look really good," and I was like, "This is literally the most casual I've ever come into this office."
Maybe you should take the notes.
Also, my stomach is out.
Oh, was it actually? Oh, it wasn't.
It wasn't. But if I move my arms up, then it would be.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm thinking, to put my arms up.
Like, hey everyone.
But then you put your arms up because usually you're covered, so you don't think about it. Then you're like, not. You've got this much skin on show all of a sudden. You're like,
oh, yeah.
This is a workplace.
Well, on Tuesday I wore the Primark jumper and the Primark jumper, which was very baggy, and my mum jeans were also very baggy, and trainers. I was like, I look like a hobo today, and that's why I was like, let's smart it up. I like to do variety.
I don't know what I'm gonna wear tomorrow. Today I'm super casual because I was at home.
I'm not going to the office tomorrow, so I'm wearing sweats.
I'm going into the office tomorrow, but it's just for like to see 2 people. Well, 3 people. So part of me is like, not really gonna matter what I wear.
Absolutely.
But equally, I don't want to be so casual that I'm like, now I'm uncomfortable.
Okay. I mean, it's Friday. So, I mean, that's his own vibe in itself.
It's Friday, so ideally what I would like to do is wear my bonnet. But I can't. So if I'm putting the wig on and I put my makeup on, I might as well put proper clothes on. And then put my makeup on and then wear a tracksuit to the office. No. If you guys were really my friends, I could wear a bonnet to the office. Let's move on to the review before.
Let's do it because it's another door I want to close.
Before I hurt your feelings.
Please. Alright. So, the review for today is... Sorry. The thing is, I can't remember a single thing about this show.
The show is called The Changeling.
Yeah. It's on Apple TV. It stars Lakeith Stanfield and the other girl.
Yeah, I've never seen her before, I think.
Oh, I thought she was in American Horror Story. Or that's the... Because I don't think the other person I recognise was the mother.
Oh, yeah, it was Dina Porter. She is in American Horror Story.
Wasn't she also Malcolm in the Middle?
I don't watch Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, no, maybe.
I don't know. That's all I know about that.
Repeat that. That was a great show. Young the Bust of Miss Ma. Yeah, so she played the mother against what's his face, the guy from Breaking Bad.
Dina Porter was the mom.
Let me see. Let's just double check because I want to.
Because she's black.
Oh, sorry.
What are you talking about?
I thought you meant her, Jane Kasmerick.
No, I didn't mean her. I meant her.
Oh, Dina Porter. I've never seen her before.
She's in American Horror
Okay,
Story.
so sorry. I've never watched American Horror Story.
I thought you were about to say because there was a black family that you were like, she played the mom. In what show? That was, if Dina Porter was the mom, I would watch that show.
I would so watch that show.
I would watch that show.
Oh, of course you would.
I'd be like, what the hell's going on here?
What, Bryan Cranston?
And his 3 white sons and this random black lady who's just like, I'm mum now. I would watch the shit out of that show.
I know. Okay, sorry. The person I recognise is Jane Kasmerick. And she was from Malcolm in the Middle. You're not the boss of me now. Everyone else is brand new.
The lead girl.
Her name is Clark Bacco.
She's
stunning, by the way.
Yeah, looks like a model.
Yeah.
But she's not been in anything else. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just said she just looks like. But she's not been in anything well known. Handmaid's Tale. Oh, Designated Survivor. Happy Place. Okay,
no,
but still, it's still not big. Not many credits. Yeah. So she's relatively new. Lakeith, I know from Get Out. He was also in. I
forgot he was in that. Atlanta.
Oh yes, and he was also in that other film about the phone-in.
Sorry to bother you.
Yeah, I was saying this off air, and we'll talk about the show, but there's something really incredible about him. I find him just very
incredible.
Yeah, I think he's quite mesmerizing.
Mesmerizing. These are big words. I'm not
I know.
To describe anyone like this. You didn't talk about your beloved Pedro Pascal like this.
No, he is.
But I'm just saying you never said those words.
No,
so
no, but I
what's
just
going
I
on
don't.
with you, Lakeith?
No, I just think.
Things on.
I really don't think so. But I think no. I mean, he's probably there's something about him where I feel like.
Imagine the pandemic was bigger the feet pics.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's controversial.
He's a weirdo.
He's a weirdo. Yeah, he's 100% a weirdo. But I do feel like he will one day win an Oscar. I just think that's something. I think he acts incredibly well, and I think that he picks, bar this title because we'll talk about it in a bit more detail.
He execed this.
They,
I was really like it.
Yeah, he picks great titles, and he just really absorbs himself in the character. I feel like he's probably a method actor, and anyway, there's something about him that I feel like we should watch this space. He's got a really bright future.
Picking characters are
that's like messed up like him.
No, if you think about his character in Atlanta, like Darius, think about his character in Sorry to Bother You and this, they're kind of like the nerdy, like there's like something
on the outskirts.
Yeah, this is something they're outsiders.
Yeah.
And I think if you're dropping, it's probably quite easy to drop into a role where it's got, like, you've played an outsider before, bring that sort of energy to this. And obviously they have different lives and different backgrounds and their stories are different, but that energy of being like a slightly quirky, offbeat, that's the word, someone who's playing someone who's offbeat, like, it's kind of his bread and butter now.
Yeah, I agree. And
Get Out is probably the least offbeat, and even then you could say, well, maybe it is because he's playing a white man in a black man's body.
That's so funny.
You know, so
I mean, I think I do agree. Like he does have very similar roles, but I do also feel like that type of role is the ones that are like critically acclaimed and like honored with awards. So I just as I was watching the show, I felt this guy will one day win an Oscar or win something very prestigious. I just think he's got a star quality about him on screen.
It's really interesting because I don't see Oscar winner.
You don't?
In the characters he's played to date.
No.
Maybe I'm being biased because they obviously didn't win Oscars.
No.
But I think if he's ever going to win an Oscar, it'll be for a biopic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the only other person I was thinking of was like Daniel Kaluuya. Like I would not have said Daniel Kaluuya would have won an Oscar. No offense.
I think I would have.
Would you?
From his Black Mirror episode.
I've not watched that one yet.
I think so. From there, I was like, I mean, this could win a BAFTA. This performance here, and like Daniel Kaluuya is an actor with a capital A.
Oh yeah, 100%. He can act incredibly well.
He's got something that maybe Lakeith has as well, but they're like very dropped into their characters. Like they're not distracted. Like the thing about Michael B. Jordan is that he's Michael B. Jordan
in every show,
and it's really hard for him to not be Michael B. Jordan. Like for you to look at him and be like, this is not Michael B. Jordan. This is Samson, the man who's like some actors can just disappear into roles, and some of them like just who they actually are is so colossal that it's really hard to like completely lose themselves and stuff.
Do you think that's because of just like going back to Sexiest Man Alive? Is it just down to appeal? Like Michael B. Jordan has actually also been a Sexiest Man Alive. He's a very good looking guy, and so because his face is so iconic, he will always be Michael B. Jordan. And I felt the same way with Idris Elba when I watched Hijack. I was like, oh, Idris Elba is trying to hijack a plane. Idris Elba is trying to do this. I've forgotten what his character's name was.
I think the difference between currently, actually, I don't know. The thing with Idris Elba, Michael B. Jordan, and Lakeith, right? The thing that sets them apart is actually Lakeith would be willing to do a role that would present him as not handsome.
Yeah.
Right? He would be willing to get like ugly and dark and all of that stuff which you want from your actors.
Yeah.
Aside from Idris's role in Beasts of No Nation, which he should have got more recognition for because it was so against type.
Yeah.
He's always the hero.
Yeah,
he's always
true.
Like the heartthrob.
Yeah,
he's always like, even in Luther's Dark, but he's like this silent, brooding like, ooh, about him. It's not like he's playing the serial killer in and it's the same with Michael B. Jordan in Creed. Like him, I feel like post
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. Black Panther. He's now the guy who you cast to be like, I'm basically an American Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And so like, you're not ever going to get to see them again. I don't know, maybe he might do an about face, because you can do that. You can suddenly decide like, yeah, I want to be taken seriously, so I'm going to take this gritty, weird role.
Like Matthew McConaughey.
Like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the biggest example of that.
Exactly.
And Charlize Theron when she won her Oscar for not Monsters Ball.
For Monster.
And then Halle Berry is Monsters Ball.
Yeah. Like, you have to be willing to be grown.
Yeah.
Or like to lose yourself.
Yeah.
To understand that like to not be thinking, oh, what are people gonna think? Like I need to be posting so that like the stills from this is like, it's like I'm gonna come out of this and be like, that was a blur.
Yeah.
Like I lost myself in that role, and hopefully it comes to something, even if it doesn't. Like that was an experience. I did something, and I think that is something that Lakeith is willing would be. I would assume he's willing to do.
Yeah.
And if I had to choose, like if someone was like, you're casting the villain in your gritty drama,
Lakeith.
I'm more likely to put my money behind Lakeith and be like, he's going to deliver than I would on Michael B. Jordan, because I just feel like it just be distracting.
Yeah, because even when what's his face, Michael B. Jordan was supposed to be the villain in Black Panther. Yeah. The whole time, me and Cara and I were like, he's so hot, he's so hot, he's so hot. I'm like, he was always going to be Michael B. Jordan, even as the villain.
Yeah, and I think that's why Hijack worked, because they went, let's just lean into the Idris Elba of it all.
Yeah.
Give people what they want.
Yeah.
Let's give them what they want.
Idris Elba hijacking the plane.
Yeah. So it's Idris Elba and he's stuck on the plane.
You know,
and he has to save people.
Saving the plane from being hijacked.
Yeah.
So
it would have been a much harder sell if he'd been one of the terrorists. Very true. People would be like, why'd you even put him on the poster if he's just one of the terrorists? Like, what the hell is this show? It's the same with like, I don't know if you've seen the posters for Bodies.
I have seen the posters for Bodies, yeah.
Like, Stephen Graham is Stephen Graham to me. He's a very specific kind of actor, and then casting was like futuristic. I'm like, what is Stephen Graham doing in this show? Like, Stephen Graham was supposed to be doing like a working class drama on Channel 4. Not supposed to be here, which is crazy because he's a great actor. So of course he can play like play any role, but like he is so synonymous to me with like a Channel 4 drama that when I ever see him even when he did Time for BBC, he was Stephen Graham. As that doing a Channel 4 drama on the BBC.
That chef or kitchen show.
Yes, point. Yeah. That is Stephen Graham as a chef. Like every role he does, it's like Stephen Graham. He's really
he's trying his hardest to break the image, but
equally, like he's very good at Boiling Point.
Yeah.
But there is just something about him that's like, he is just such a great actor. But like he is so himself that it is Stephen. It's the same with Sean Bean. Sean Bean is so Sean Bean.
Oh, Sean Bean.
You can't watch something and be like, that's not Sean Bean.
And because he would die very soon anyway.
Yeah, and I feel like that was what was Game of Thrones' saving grace. Is that they cast Sean Bean and everyone went, oh my god, Sean Bean's in it. And then they killed him straight away. Yeah. Because he's distracting.
Yeah, you're right. Because when I watched... So I've still not ever finished Game of Thrones, which is disgraceful. But I was all the way in for series 1. I loved it, and I really was rooting for Sean Bean's character. The minute they killed him, I felt betrayed, and I was like, you know what? I'm done.
I said, this show is wild, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Any show that will kill off its
the main person.
No,
not even the main person.
What the hell? Let's do it.
Because Game of Thrones had a lot of unknowns. It's talking about, finding new talent.
Exactly.
So many unknowns. Sean Bean was your only familiar face. He was the face on your poster. You're the one. He's the guy that brought everyone in, and he was like, "Bye, peace." And perfectly honest, I went peace out too, but I came back. But didn't finish it.
I bet that he only signed on because they were like, you're going to be in it for 4 episodes. He said, wicked.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be here. Yeah, but I don't want to be here.
He's really got the tradition and the stereotype of always dying first anyway.
But yeah, there are just some people I think that like get typecast, and then even when they try and break out of it, like everyone just sees them as that thing. I think there's some people whose profiles are too big, like Kim Kardashian is in the new season of American Horror Stories. I've stopped watching American Horror Story because it's not as good as it just gets worse and worse every season. But even seeing her in the trailer, I was like, it's Kim Kardashian. Yeah. It's Kim Kardashian. You're never going to watch this and be it's Hillary, the agent. It's Kim Kardashian.
She's just there for like a side character, right? Not like...
No, she's like Emma Robertson's age. I think she's in it.
Oh, in it. Because I saw... Basically, I was watching The Kardashians.
I haven't watched it, so I cannot verify.
Yeah. But then Chris was saying, oh, well, I think I got your role in American Horror Story. And I just thought it was a cameo.
No, it's not a cameo.
Oh, God. Because she can't act. So it is just Kim Kardashian playing Kim Kardashian.
Which is fine. But, like, you have to... I feel like... And that's why I think stunt casting can help and hinder sometimes.
What do you mean stunt casting?
Where they go, we're going to randomly cast this absolutely massive actor.
Yeah.
right? This is gonna send our show up, and it's like either it's gonna make people come and people who weren't gonna watch it are gonna watch it, but they're also like not loyal fans or anything, so they'll watch it for that person's episode and then never again. Yeah. And the people that would have watched it will go, "Why the fuck's Kim Kardashian in it?" and then not watch it. Like it can hit. I think it can hit or miss. And then the problem with casting people who are well known in roles that they're not usually in is everyone's like, "Why is Stephen Graham not? Why is Stephen Graham not a Cockney? This is very weird to me. Why doesn't he have his Liverpool accent? I don't like this."
Oh my god!
Like it's just like Jodie Comer, right at the beginning of her career, plays so many different characters.
Yeah.
I didn't even know she was from Liverpool. Like when I heard her real accent, I was like, "Who the hell is this?" I was like, "Oh, a true chameleon."
Yeah.
Now that I've heard it,
you can't
every time I see her and stuff, I'm like, interesting.
Yeah.
That's not your real accent.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about this. Because, is it by force you have to do your real accent?
No, it's not. Because many people did not know Idris Elba was British for a very long time. And then, not even just British, I mean like East London, Cockney type of English, so.
Yeah, and that is a great example. In The Wire, he's not a good guy.
No, not at all.
So I feel like people, like, forget that he has the ability to play like a very nuanced, dark character because he's just for such a long time just been like hamming it up as Idris. I don't know. I would love to see him in a role like that again.
He will need to. It's gonna be a complete transformation.
I don't think he wants to work that hard.
No, and that's the thing, because really and truly, if he was really gunning for the Oscar or a big prestigious award, he would need to like lose weight, lose muscles, go raw. He needs to go Revenant, Leonardo DiCaprio style.
Another example, Olivia Colman in The Bear.
Exactly.
What's she doing here? She's
Olivia
Colman.
That was
so... For Americans, she probably is fine, right? They don't know her like we know her.
But for us, like,
what is Olivia Colman doing in The Bear?
I was so confused.
What is Olivia Colman doing in The Bear? Joe did a really... Who disappeared?
What's his face? What's her face?
Yeah.
Well, Sarah Paulson?
No. Sarah Paulson did. But no, I'm not thinking of Paulson.
No, the comedian.
No. I'm thinking of the mum.
Crap, who was it?
You wanted to say Jane Lynch and then name not Jane Lynch.
No,
Don't look up. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. Oh my goodness, yes, you're so right.
She disappeared.
She disappeared. She's had a great year. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Literally.
Because again, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Didn't
even think about her.
No.
Didn't think about her at all.
I was like, she's the lady with the sausage fingers.
Yeah, the first time I saw her, I was like, oh, that's Jamie Lee Curtis. Cool.
And then you just
moved on. And she really just took that role on. It's a really hard feat, especially it's at the price of fame. Like you become famous. You either become commercially
the trauma.
The trauma.
For the trauma.
The trauma. You either become commercially successful or critically successful.
I'd be really intrigued to see with Jeremy Allen White if he were to do something post The Bear, whether he would be able to shake The Bear.
I would literally think about that. I was like on the train and I think I saw the ad for Fingernails, which is the film he's going to be in.
Yeah, and you're just thinking, what's Carmi doing this?
Yeah, I was like, in my head I was like, oh, I get why he's doing it now, because you want to start getting new roles.
Yeah, he's in that wrestling film as well.
Yeah, like you really want to start branching and diversifying your image now while you're still in the show, so that you can actually do things, or you will always be pigeon-casted.
Wow, smash 2 phrases there. Pigeonholed or typecasted.
I think pigeon-casted is nice. You will end up being pigeonholed into that role. So I it's so funny you mentioned it. I honestly was thinking about it when I saw him. I was like, where's this guy going to go? Because to me, he's the bear. And the bear looks great. What's he doing on this poster?
What is Carmi doing here?
What is Carmi honestly doing?
Wait, do you know what's so interesting? Riz Ahmed, you put him in anything. I'm like, oh my god, Riz Ahmed is here, can't wait to watch it. I couldn't tell you what he could do.
But where was he? How did he even start? What show was he on?
I couldn't tell you.
That's the thing.
To
me, he will always be the Night Of.
Yeah.
The Night Of is one of the best HBO shows. And that's me personally. But I do also love True Detective. I love Sex and the City. I love Game of Thrones. Well, Game of Thrones, I'm sorry. Finish
it. Like Insecure.
I love Insecure too. I'm getting there.
You hate The White Lotus.
No, I don't mind it. I don't love it, but I don't mind it.
That's dark.
What's wrong? There's something dark about it.
That's dark.
There's something dark. It's like, it's nice, but it's just the HBO shows, those icons. The Mount Rushmore, that's not on my Mount Rushmore of HBO shows.
I don't have a Mount Rushmore of HBO shows.
I think I could. I know that I have not watched The Sopranos. I know I need to watch. I know I started The Sopranos and never finished it, and that will probably be on the Mount Rushmore of HBO shows. But
my Mount Rushmore of HBO shows is Broad City.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think of HBO shows that I like. Girls
HBO. Crap. Yeah.
Okay, Broad City, Girls. It's quite hard, isn't it?
It's really hard. Sex and the City is one for me.
I didn't watch that.
It's hard because I know I need to put a really big drama on.
Like I've seen The Wire, but I haven't finished it.
True Detective.
I really like True Detective.
True Series 1 and 2. Well, Series 1. Night of.
I like Night of. I do really like
I think Night
of.
Of is on my...
But I haven't ever gone back to rewatch it. Where I've rewatched Broad City. I feel like comedies just have more staying power for me in that sense. Like more rewatchability.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, it's hard because... Maybe because of streaming, I don't rewatch as much. Like, linear terrestrial TV, I would rewatch Friends and How I Met Your Mother, and like because they're just on, so I just end up just sitting there and watching it because it's so easy. But now if I was actively choosing, I wouldn't go to Friends straight away. I wouldn't go to one time I was flicking through and played The Office, but I fell asleep. I couldn't really connect.
Is The Office an HBO show?
No, that's I think it's ABC. I think it's ABC or CBS.
Yeah. Oh, I would say probably for me Euphoria.
Yeah,
I would say like for as in a show that I just immediately hoovered up.
Yeah.
So Euphoria, Broad City, Girls. Yeah, maybe The White Lotus. Or Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, I mean maybe for you. I mean I still haven't finished it, but Game of Thrones was really. I mean for what I've watched, it was really really good.
I mean it's a very weird. That's a very weird. I don't know. I would have to think about it more because the things that shows on Netflix. I'm like, this was a great show. But in terms of like
the one that will
what has changed my actual brain chemistry.
Night of, True Detective.
I have rewatched True Detective quite a few times.
I'm not a big rewatcher, but when True Detective Series 1 and how like a genre that I don't particularly like, and we'll talk about it with the Changeling. Like I'm not a massive fan of horror.
It's not a horror.
It's not. I know it's not, but the last couple of episodes I found a bit scary.
You can find it scary, for sure, but it's not horror. It's a thriller.
It's a thriller. It got a bit demonic in my head towards the end, and that's not my vibe. Anyway, to me, Night of, True Detective, Sex and the City, and the fourth one, maybe Insecure.
Damn, I even forgot about that. Brain Chemistry.
Yeah, sorry, Insecure.
Brain Chemistry, I have to say.
And I have rewatched Insecure, actually. I watched it during the pandemic again.
It's Broad City.
Yeah, okay, I've got mine.
It's Broad City, Girls, Broad City Girls.
And the thing is, Girls should be on there too. But no, Sex and the City is enough for me. Like, Sex and the City, True Detective, Night Of, and Insecure. Those are my Mount Rushmore, but I feel like that could always change.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to my brain chemistry, now, I feel like I'm now settled as an adult woman. The time that I was watching those shows, my brain was still valuable. And so I genuinely feel like... And like, sometimes I will remember sequences from those shows. Like, when I'm thinking about...
So funny.
When I'm thinking about...
A note
like,
to give.
Yeah, when I'm developing stuff, like... You know, you pull from stuff you've seen and stuff you've lived. Yeah. And like, those... Weirdly, there are just like lines from those shows that just like live in my brain rent-free. And I really, really love True Detective, but True Detective is a show that I watched and I was like, I could never make this. Yeah. Like, this is just a great piece of TV that I don't... Like, my brain could... Like, this couldn't have come out of my brain. Like, even if I tried really hard, it would be comical in some way. Like, it would just... I couldn't do the tone that True Detective has. And that's why I really enjoyed it, because I was just like... I always think of something that's like very tonally serious as being a little bit boring, and it just isn't.
No, that's the thing. It was done so well.
And Woody Harrelson and
Matthew McConaughey
are a great pairing.
Exactly.
Finding out that they may or may not be brothers? Question mark in real life.
Oh yeah, true. That's so hilarious.
What a great like result of that.
But also in the same breath, like, if you were ever going to cast those actors, I would never put Matthew McConaughey, because he was still coming from like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days type of image.
No, he'd done
What did he do?
Dallas Buyers.
By that point?
Yeah, he'd done the Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh yeah, because I thought it was okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure which one came first.
But Woody Harrelson.
Even Woody Harrelson is like comedian, like kind of more of a joke actor.
Last week I saw him playing the Sandman in a Spider-Man film. So
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. So no, I'm perfectly honest. Like HBO, you could have a couple of Mount Rushmores for HBO. Some of these other broadcasters, one. We can do that another day. We can do that Mount Rushmores for like ABC shows and Netflix shows and Disney shows and stuff.
I know what my Netflix
Mount
Rushmore would be.
Go on. Oh, actually, let me think of mine.
Stranger Things.
Okay.
House of Cards.
Yeah.
Russian Doll.
Interesting.
And it's weird, I didn't finish it, but probably Orange is the New Black.
So Orange is the New Black is
like that was the golden age. To me, that was the
what's
golden
going
age
on.
of Netflix.
Yeah.
When They See Us was great as well. Like genuinely so good.
That was a really good show.
Like sometimes when Netflix does it, they really do hit it out of the park, and sometimes it's just like, do you guys even try?
Yeah, I think my one will be Orange is the New Black. House of Cards is the show that got me to forced me to get Netflix.
Yes, same. I paid for Netflix.
I was tired of watching this bootleg crap. And then,
I think I paid for Netflix for Orange is the New Black, and then I was like, well, I better get my money's worth. Yeah. What else is on here?
Yeah, House of Cards. It was definitely House of Cards that got me in. Orange is the New Black. Love is Blind. So sorry.
I think
Love is Blind.
100%.
What's the fourth one? Oh, there's something else.
Is it Cake?
Idiot. No, I feel like it's in a comedy space, and I just don't know what it is. It's definitely something else.
Has Netflix got any original comedies?
Yeah, they do, but just not. I feel like
You.
You, yes, you. Yes, you. It's you.
Hello, you.
Oh, no, because not Bridgerton. No, it's not. It was definitely because You is good. You was good. That was every Christmas. That's how I binged You. It was over Christmas. Sorry.
Making a Murderer.
Sorry, I take it back. It is.
I started rewatching that the other day, and I was like, good. This is genuinely really compelling. And I rewatched Don't Fuck with Cats.
I haven't watched that
the other day as well, and I was like, this is such a crazy story.
There's always a show that will get me to watch all night long. Like I can't.
The Mole. I just remember that. The Mole.
Big egg.
The Mole was the last thing I just sat down and was like,
I'm not gonna stop. Yeah, okay. Because I thought you were gonna put it in your fifth Mount Rushmore.
That might be good.
Please let it go. Let it
go. Let's go.
No, for me it was Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, Love is Blind, and Making a Murderer. Because those are the shows. Even You was really really good at one point as well. But those 4 shows are the shows I probably binged. I haven't rewatched. I haven't rewatched any of them, but they were so good at the time. I mean, I think I may have rewatched a couple of episodes of Love is Blind, but Love is Blind has to do it.
We are so off topic.
So sorry. This
about the show.
This is a reflection of how we feel about this show.
Okay, so let's talk about Changeling. Changeling is written by Kelly Marcel, who's written quite a few blockbusters, actually.
Such as?
I don't want to misremember, so can you look?
Yeah.
But I think she did Cruella.
Saving Mr. Banks.
50
Shades of Grey. Yes. And Venom. And Let There Be Carnage.
Venom. Okay, so lots of people don't like Venom.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
I think it's kind of fun.
Is it kind of like a goofy...
It's not supposed to be goofy, but I think that it is deeply goofy. Yeah. Has Tom Hardy in it, who I adore. At one point. I don't know if I still do. I do. I'm lying.
So he should have really been a Sexiest Man Alive.
I can't believe he's never been. Yeah. They hate British. There's not one British guy on that thing. It's only American, so I guess
they had Piers. No, he's not. Sean Connery.
Also Scottish.
Okay, from the UK.
Okay. If you say so. You ask them Scots. Ask them if Scots if they identify as that.
What about Piers? No, Piers Brosnan is American.
He's Irish.
Okay, still.
No, he
definitely does not. He definitely does not. But
yes, exactly. It's not the same.
I feel that there's another couple of Brits, but you continue.
Yeah. So anyway, I really like Venom, and I did not know that she'd written that when I started watching this. She's directing and also adapting a book written by Victor Lavelle, who is it Victor Lavelle?
Yeah, Victor Lavelle, yeah.
Who is the narrator in the show.
Yeah.
Which, as you guys know, I have an issue with author being too close to an adaptation. Yeah. We talked about normal... Have we talked about normal people?
We talked about normal people while we were talking about
adaptations.
Yeah, when we're talking about conversation with friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes author close to the show, it's fine. Because normal people is not as bad as conversations with friends.
No, it's not. It's not.
Sometimes having an author right up your ass as you're trying to develop it is not helpful.
No way.
I've not read this book, but I saw someone online talking about the series and they said that the show deviates from the book.
I mean, from the look of it, it deviates in many ways.
How do you know?
I could just sense. Because there's no storyline, there's no narrative.
This is the thing, some books don't have storylines or narratives. Like, not every book. I was talking to someone about this at work. There was a book that I read that I really, really liked. And it was about a girl who runs away with a teacher. Mm. But the story is not from the student's perspective or the teacher's perspective. It's from the perspective of her best friend.
Interesting. And
her best friend's mum, who had been having an affair with that teacher just...
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's the two of them harbouring the secret, as in I know where they've gone, or I know that he's not a good man because I've just had an affair with him, while this drama plays out.
Yeah.
And then they come back... She becomes, like, the talk of the town. Like, everybody's, like, wants to talk to her, and she's sort of riding on the fame of, like, running away with the teacher. But obviously, he's going to jail. It's, like, it's over for him.
Yeah.
And I just found it really, like, I found, like, the way that the atmosphere was written in the book so stifling, and I think you could do something really interesting, like, atmospherically on screen. And I showed this to my boss, and she was just like, nothing happens in this book. And I was like, actually, loads happens. And she was like... I mean, but really, they run away. The two of them are anxious and then they come back. And I was like, yeah, but also there's the bits where the mum almost calls the police and the girl tries to kill herself.
Honestly, you sound like the author and she sounds like the developer.
And she was like, there's not enough story there. And I was like, okay. I disagreed with her. I still probably disagree with her to this day. I would love to go back and read back the report I made for it and be like, oh yeah, literally nothing happens in this. But sometimes you would go, oh yeah, we like the vibe, so we'll buy the book and then we'll make up more storylines as we go. And that's why I kept on pitching it, because I was like, well, we can just add more story to it if we want to. She was like, why would we pay for a book if we're gonna have to make up so much story ourselves? We might as well just make up our own series for free, right? Yeah. So sometimes there are books that where, like, the atmosphere or the subject matter is engaging enough or good enough jumping off point that you might buy the book and then do whatever you want with it. More times though, you're buying a book to follow the plot, but for some reason the plot just doesn't translate on screen. Yeah. Because I've not read this book, I can't really comment.
No.
But I actually think there is a lot of richness probably in the novel because there's so much going on thematically, the different timelines, like, if you're reading this would probably feel so rich and engaging. Okay. Watching it is a very different matter.
Yeah.
And I recently have been thinking a lot about timelines in shows, and I sometimes think, and I've come to this is my theory about timelines. If your show needs 3 or 4 timelines, it lacks story.
Probably true.
It lacks story. Mm-hmm. Some shows need another timeline because, like, the two are commenting on each other and, like, it's on a like something like This Is Us, for example.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
There's mystery being built in the past timeline that you're learning stuff about in the present that makes the present timeline important and the past timeline important.
Agree.
Most shows though will just be like, here's a flashback.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you could have conveyed this in the present and it wouldn't have even taken you 10 minutes. And now we've had to sit through 8 episodes of a flashback just to find out the flashback is about how you once got a dog. Yeah. I don't care about this.
And that's the thing, I mean, episode 1 of The Changeling starts with a flash... Well, not starts with, but introduces our 2 main characters, Lakeith and the wife.
His name's Apollo and her name is...
Emma.
Emma.
And... So it starts off with them meeting, and then you straight away kind of go into a flashback of, like, Apollo's upbringing. The problem is I didn't know who was being represented, because you meet Apollo's mum, a black woman, meeting the dad. I mean, I don't know what his role was, but you know, he would go to the wife's office.
He's a police officer.
Yeah, so the police officer will go, oh yeah, she was an assistant, wasn't she?
Yeah.
A legal assistant. And he would go to that office and speak to her regularly, and then almost like pursuing her to try and go on a date with her. And then it kind of flashes back forward and be like, well, that's why Apollo never gave up, because Apollo tried to ask Emma out and she was like, no, I'm good. And he kept on being persistent. So I was like, okay, interesting. Because of the whole mixed race thing, I thought they were referring to Emma's beginnings anyway. So I was like, okay, this is a really interesting story. And I think that flashback was quite a lot of episode 1. Like, they kept on flashing back.
There was another flashback though. There was a flashback to his mum's time in Uganda.
That happened a little bit later in that episode.
I thought it happened in episode,
well,
yeah.
The shoot, that does all happen, yeah. And they shoot,
so there's like,
yeah.
there are three different timelines.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There are three different timelines in episode 1. And for me, when I first watched that episode 1, we talked about it in the office, and everyone really, really liked it. And I was like, I have a problem with a show that doesn't know where to start.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's probably an element of the book. They're like, oh, go back a step. You need to know this. Oh, actually, let's go back a step. You need to know this. Which works in a book because you can sort of flick back and forth. Whereas when you're watching something weekly, I'm not going to go back and re-watch the episode that I just watched in order to remember what's happening in this episode.
Yeah.
Because you've decided to show me 8 different timelines in episode 1 and think I'm holding all of this in my head.
Yeah.
The mums grew up in Uganda. Very interesting choice of accent that she has in the present. Because she sounds like she's from the Caribbean. I said, who did the research on this? Literally no one. The mum was born in Uganda during like some sort of civil war. Her brother gets shot. She moves to the US. Clearly some time passes between them. It's not like she moves immediately because it's a different actress now.
Yeah.
She moves to the US, meets Apollo's dad, decides, you know, she's not really feeling him at first, but then he's persistent. They get married, they have Apollo. But Apollo's dad is white. Apollo is black.
Oh yeah, can we please talk about that? Because I was like...
They never explain it. I thought that's why so the show's called A Changeling. And like, Changeling myths are about a child being replaced by like a fairy child. Yeah. That's like what the mythology of a changeling is. So I wondered if the Apollo that we meet is not the child that they had.
Yeah.
That child has been swapped. And that's why his dad... Because there's a point where his dad turns up and sort of seems like he's going to kidnap him.
Yeah, it's like the whole blue mask thing. Yeah.
And I wondered if that was like... His dad had realised that he was a changeling and was trying to swap him out, but the mum had fallen in love with him and wanted to keep him. I don't know if that's the case, because getting to the end of the series, question was not answered.
No idea.
So we have no understanding of why that's the case. And look, some people are dark. I don't know. I literally, their show doesn't begin to explain why that's the case. All we know is, at some point in Apollo's life, his dad left. His dad disappeared, and his dad never came back, and he doesn't know why. He's had dreams his entire life of his dad coming and, like, trying to see him or take him, but he thinks they're dreams. And his mum later on confirms that his dad did, in fact, come back at one point. So that creates, like, a tiff between him and his mum. But the reason why she's kept it from him is because his mum, when his dad came to see him, his dad actually tried to kill him. Because his dad had grown up with like feeling abandoned by his own mother and didn't want the family to break up. But he became obsessed with the idea that the mum was sleeping with her boss.
Okay.
So she was like, listen, I can't live with this anymore. I haven't slept with him, but if you don't trust me, I'm going to leave. And he's like, we're not going to take my son. And his idea was that he'd rather Apollo, her and him died than she went off with Apollo. Yeah. So she came in, found him trying to kill Apollo and killed him. That's why he's never seen him again. Because he's dead. He's gone.
This must have happened much later in the episode.
This is revealed much later in the episode.
Yeah. So for context, I stopped watching at episode 5. I wasn't able to finish before.
So that is his past.
Yeah.
In the present, him and Emma are dating. Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm going to Brazil for 3 months.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. So she goes off to Brazil. She comes back from Brazil. Oh, I had the best time in Brazil. This weird thing happened where I met a witch and she granted me 3 wishes. Yes. And she told me to wear this ribbon and never take it off. And the first thing Apollo does is cut it off.
Yeah, because
like, she lets
him. And then the whole thing of like, I am a god, Apollo. I'm like, I don't understand this god complex nonsense, but...
Well, you know Apollo is a god.
You know that I may have mentioned before, I don't know anything about Greek mythology.
Okay, so Apollo is a god. Yeah, Apollo is a Greek god.
Oh, so that's why he keeps on shouting, I am the god Apollo. Oh.
Yeah.
But still...
He rides a chariot that brings the sun every day.
Oh, I did not know that. Yeah. Again, when they have pop quizzes and they have Greek mythology, I have to like.
Do you know anything about Roman mythology?
No.
Damn.
I did not.
I feel like everybody knows.
No, I didn't do Asian history. I mean, sorry, I did do Asian history.
Did you do history?
I did do history.
Yeah.
Actually. But I actually did Charlemagne.
Do you remember when we learned about this Temple of Asclepius?
We were not in the same history class, my friend.
Yeah, but you did history at the same time as me, so
yes,
we all learned about relax. Because you're getting very pointed. You was in the class next door to me, doing the same syllabus as me.
Wasn't always the same one.
We did the same history exam. What are you talking about? It wouldn't be possible for us to sit the same exam if we were doing a different syllabus. So you're going to tell me we didn't do history of medicine?
Yeah, we did do the
and then the history of medicine, it starts right at the beginning when we learn about the 4 humours, the Temple of Asclepius. That's all Greek and Roman.
They're all like the Stephanus thing. I have no idea. But I'm sure...
And that's why you failed history.
No, I didn't actually pass it.
That's
very well.
That's what she said.
Very well.
But release the proof.
I told you Greek mythology is not my
It's
forte.
not Greek... I mean, Asclepius is not Greek mythology.
But I don't even know what that means. But I know about the 4 humours.
The Temple of Asclepius was where people would go. It was like the Greek version of a hospital. Because Asclepius was a god of like health.
Great.
That's why
the only god I know is the Holy Ghost.
That's why we have
the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
If you go to a pharmacy and you see a scepter with a snake wrapped around it, that's from the Temple of Asclepius.
Oh really?
You did fucking history of medicine!
I did history of medicine, but bam, that was almost 20 years ago, fam.
It wasn't.
Okay, sorry. That was over 15 years ago, fam. I've forgotten a lot of this stuff.
Some people just go to school,
As I said,
late every day.
As I said,
cheating on their homework, I guess, because they don't remember nothing.
The only God I know is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Let's move on.
Let's hope that God helps you in the pop quiz.
if
in the pop quiz?
If there's a pop quiz and there's Greek mythology, I'll be like, guys, peace out. You guys have got this.
What do you contribute to the pop quiz?
Culture.
Who's Sexy Red?
Huh? I know. You told me about Sexy Red. She's a rapper.
Yeah. I told you about Sexy Red. How was she gonna do the quiz if I hadn't told you about Sexy Red?
It's Sexy Red in pop culture.
Yeah, she literally is.
You're still the pop culture. No,
in pop culture.
Tell me her song. Rap it now.
It's called Ski.
Oh yeah, I think you just told me that before.
I'm not trying to keep you up to date. And every day you're fighting. You don't want to learn about Temple of Asclepius. You don't want to learn about Sexy Red. What do you want to learn about?
I'm sorry. So Sexy Red is supposed to be the pinnacle of all pop culture. Be for real. The other dude, Asclepius. That's really interesting that I didn't know that. But I've seen that sign everywhere because you see. I know. Yeah.
We learnt that.
You learn something new every day.
At school.
Again, you learn something new every day.
Hippocrates.
I do know Hippocrates though. I do know Hippocrates. And the Hippocratic Oath. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know all that.
He also did the 4 humours. Did you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that he did it, or did you think that just came out of nowhere?
I think he did it. What was the 4 humours? Blood, yellow bile,
black bile,
and
phlegm.
Oh yeah. What is the point? What is the point of this? Okay, I told you I'm not good at Greek mythology.
All I'm saying
this conversation has come up before, and I told you that's not my forte.
I just think that I'm not saying you need to have
I don't even have the basics.
What I'm saying is so much of Greek mythology. First of all, that's not mythological. That's a real place. That is a real place.
I know Olympus.
Mount Olympus is not a real place. The Parthenon is a real place.
I do know the Parthenon.
The Pantheon is a Greek god. It's not a real place. You're gonna be constantly
the building.
No, that's the Parthenon. the pantheon, the Greek pantheon.
All right, let's just move on because there's no point. Like
Comes from the Greek word pan and the Greek word theo.
Again.
Theology. This is what that's what I mean. The thing is, it's not like so much. What I was going to say is so much of Greek mythology and Roman mythology actually exists has
today, yeah.
ripple effects to now, which means that I'm not saying you need to go back and learn all of those things, but you probably do know it if you just had a thought.
I do agree. I probably know of this stuff. I just don't know about it a lot. And even if I was taught at school, I don't remember everything I was taught at school.
I probably. I do.
Good for you, fam.
Thank you.
No, it's been a long time.
No, but as in that's why you keep saying that he's a god Apollo.
Okay, that makes sense now because I was in my head. I was like, what is with this god complex? And now it makes so much more sense. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Like the way that we are sidetracking.
No, mythology obviously plays a big part in this. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. I watched a lot of this, episodically, and I found it easy to follow, but I felt like it wasn't providing me with any answers.
Yeah.
I took a break and watched 7 and 8 today.
Yeah.
And had no clue what was going on. I was just confused. And I don't think it's that because I took a break. I actually just don't. I was like, this is no longer making sense. I feel like you guys are, like you were saying earlier, introducing villains or introducing lore and mythology that you haven't set up. So I now don't know what's going on. But going back to Apollo and Emma, she sees this witch. The witch says, "Whatever you wish, tell me, it will come true." She says her 3 wishes. We learn 2 of them.
Yeah.
We never learn the 3rd.
No.
They never reveal it in the series either. They actually don't. I thought they would reveal it at the end. They don't reveal it.
No.
Whatever the 3rd is, he then cuts that thing, the rope that she puts around her. Basically, she's like, you wear this rope, your dreams will come true. If you cut this rope, something bad will happen.
Yeah.
Her and Apollo get married, they have a baby, and immediately Emma transforms into somebody who is not coping at all. Yeah. The baby seems to be crying constantly, but only when she has the baby.
Yeah.
When Apollo is around, he's fine. When she tries to talk to Apollo about it, he's just like, this is all in your head. She goes to the doctors, she gets meds, it's not helping. She starts receiving texts as well from this anonymous number, which is sending her pictures of her baby when he's not with her. She tells Apollo about them, but whenever she goes to show him the text, they're gone.
Yeah.
Eventually, she becomes convinced that the baby that they have is not their baby. And so she kills the baby. And then Apollo shoots her. Yeah. We don't see this.
Yeah,
which is fair. Yeah. I don't think you want to see anybody killing a baby, really, even if it's not their baby. And I feel like that her episode where she's spiraling works really well in terms of there's something very weird about having a baby in general, spooky about having a baby. You're a person who somehow made a person. And you're supposed to feel this immediate connection with this person. But what happens if you look at your baby and it just is a stranger to you? Yeah. And there's a point where she's feeding the baby and it bites her. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm sure that happens, right? I feel like the baby's trying to hurt me, but the baby's not trying to hurt you, right?
And everyone's like, no, the baby hasn't got teeth. So
she's but there's blood. Something's bit me. Yeah. And everyone is just like, oh, she's losing it. But actually, she's like, this baby's not a baby. Yeah. And at one point, the baby is crying, and then she goes to see it, she's like, please stop crying, and it starts to laugh, and it has this sort of demonic laugh. I was like, this is properly scary. The idea of having a baby and that baby being replaced with something else and nobody believes you, this is a properly spooky scenario. But then we leave that because she kills the baby.
When did she kill the baby? Episode 6 or
no
7? Or earlier?
Yeah, when Apollo comes out of prison in 3.
Oh my god! Because they kept saying, "Oh, the baby isn't." Oh yeah. Okay, ignore me.
Yeah. So she kills the baby. Well, a showdown happens. You just see her. She's completely
Is that when she's got him around the bar? And
yeah.
Okay. That.
The next episode, there's no Emma, there's no baby, and Apollo has been released from prison, and you're thinking, has Apollo killed her? Has Apollo killed the baby? Like, what has happened? And you find out that Apollo, like, she killed the baby and Apollo shot her. And everybody feels very sad for him, but also some people are like, he did shoot his wife. Oh, he must have known something. Anyway, he's really struggling with the idea that Emma has killed their baby, and also Emma has disappeared.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where she is. And he just wants to find her, I guess, I don't know if it's to finish off the job or what, because you did shoot me. I'm assuming you don't want to see me to give me a hug.
Yeah.
But he's struggling, and he starts attending like a grief club or something.
Yeah.
And at the grief club, he meets this guy who's like, oh, the same thing happened to me. Like, my wife became really obsessed with the fact that our kids weren't hers, and then I tried to stop her, but she killed our child, and she's run away to go live on some island.
Oh, yeah.
In, like, what's the river in New York?
Hudson.
Yeah. Is that the river?
I think there's a Hudson River.
Is that where that port is where people used to come in?
Do
you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, yeah. Sorry, give me 1 minute. I'm just going to write New York River. Hudson River.
Okay, yeah. So they go sailing looking for this island, and Apollo finds the island. And immediately there's like something weird about the island. Like, apparently witches live there, so they start to think that Emma's a witch. They get there, and it seems to be like a woman's refuge, actually, and it's for women who are basically convinced that like their child has been swapped.
Yeah.
Like a changeling thing has happened. The man who's helping him is called William, and William turns out to be telling a big ass lie. It's not his wife that killed his baby, it was him. He ate the baby, because it turns out William is part of the kindergarten, which is a group of like Norwegian men who came to New York in like the 1500s, and they I think work with the fairies, so they give them their human children in exchange for these fairy children. I don't know, it's not clear at all, but William turns out, but all you know is William is not a good guy.
Yeah, of course.
And he's brought William to this place where all of these women are hiding, and
I mean, the women beat him to the
they should have just killed him.
Yeah, they should have,
because
each time they were like, we could kill you. I'm like, at one point there was a beatdown where I was like, no, he's dead. And he stands back up. I'm like, no, he should be dead.
Yeah, and as the series goes on, you realise that like he's not human. He must not be human, because he keeps coming back from stuff that like you shouldn't be able to come back from. Anyway, Apollo is looking for Emma, and Emma was on this island, but she has since gone, because she's basically figured out a way to go to the fairyland and get their actual real son back. That's the quest that she's on, is trying to go and get their real son, because someone took our kid. We need to go get him. So Apollo takes 6 episodes to be like, I don't believe ya. And they're like, look at all of this stuff, weird stuff that's happening. You don't see that something spooky is afoot. He's like, I just don't get it. He's driving me mad. And then randomly, episode 7 is just like an episode from his mother's perspective, and that's when we learn the stuff about his dad. And then episode 8 is William blowing up the refuge.
Okay.
But William isn't William. It's not, okay, this is where it fully lost me. I don't know if William is a human being or if he's a fairy. So basically, fairies in pop culture are like these sweet little sprites like in Peter Pan. But the fae, which fairies are based on, are not friendly. Like, the mythology of fays is that they're not friendly, they're not life. They were like here before we were here, and when we came here, we ruined their climates, and they wanted revenge on us, essentially. So, in this, I think the fae, which is what William has worked with or was part of, want to eat human babies, I think. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. And so they're mythical creatures, and that's why he seems to not be able to be killed. And there is also a monster on the island that is rumbling and grumbling, but then I don't know, it's so confusing. Everyone has to leave this refuge because he's blowing it up. The women make it out. That woman who you said is the mum from
Malcolm in
the Middle, she ends up dying.
Okay.
Apollo goes to the baby's grave.
Yeah.
Digs it up,
Yeah.
Opens it.
And that's how it ends.
No.
Oh.
And the baby is alive.
Okay.
And it bites him. And that's how he finally understands that this is the changeling, this is not their baby. Because what human baby could be buried alive and still be alive?
Oh yeah, I mean, that big thing.
Yeah, so now he's going looking for Emma
Okay.
to help her on this quest to get their son back.
Okay.
Meanwhile, this William guy is like talking to his other brother and being like, well, get them.
Okay.
I don't know, baby.
Is that how it ends?
Yeah.
Be for real.
It literally ends,
Be
and
for
it
real.
ended, and I was like, you have to be joking. Because we're literally mid-story.
Yeah. So I was talking to Molly about this because I definitely tried my hardest to watch, and I wasn't watching the series episode by episode as it was dropping, and I thank God I didn't, because I don't think after watching episode 2, maybe into episode 3, I would not have continued watching. I just was losing the plot, literally. And when I got as far as episode 5, and as I was watching it, I started doing a lot of Googling, because I was like, I'm so confused, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, is there a second season? I found out what happened at the end, but it said something like, oh, the ending is he opens the coffin and then it cuts. So that's why I asked you at that point. And Apple have not confirmed or denied if there'll be a season 2. I highly doubt there'll be a season 2. But it's only the showrunners that are talking about, oh, for series 1, our goal was to lay a lot of questions on the ground, or lay out a lot of questions around the series. And then in season 2, which will be the final season, we will reveal all the answers. The problem is, I had so many questions from almost the very beginning. Like, by episode 1, which I really enjoyed, and I was really, really hopeful. I was like, oh, there's something here. And again, horror's not really my bag, so it feels quite grounded, which I'm down for if it's going to be grounded horror. But by the time we got to episode 3, I was like, there's so many questions now. I don't know what the purpose is. I don't even know what the purpose of each of these flashbacks are either. Like the sister's flashback and the house burning down for Emma, I know there's something there.
It comes to nothing.
Yeah,
but I think that what they were trying to imply is that the two of them have very similar backgrounds. Like something dark has happened in their past that means that they are prime targets for the Fae.
Yeah.
I think that's what what it's supposed to take away. It's like, his mum's killed his dad, her mum's tried to kill them in the house and ended up killing her dad.
Yeah.
Like, both of them have lost something important, and their child is supposed to be the thing that fixes all of that pain, and that's why the Fae go after that baby. But because so much of this is told in the past, through showing us flashbacks, in the present, you are not quite sure what is happening or what is powering their decisions.
100%. So,
because I don't know if I would make the natural jump myself to like, demon must have taken my child. That's just not a natural jump.
No.
I would love to see for Emma, because you see it with Apollo and it's so slow to the point of it being like, okay, now you're just being deliberately stupid.
Subtle,
But like, for Emma, it would have been interesting to see how has she got from this baby is just really worrisome to like, I genuinely do not think this is a human baby.
Exactly. Because that was not clear. And the whole time I was watching it, I was thinking, okay, this story, episode 1, really cute story, really cute backstory, like, something's gonna happen. Episode 2, I'm like, oh, is this, or episode 2 to 3, I'm like, is this about a postpartum woman goes crazy type of narrative? If it is, it's a bit overdone. Then the third episode, the fourth episode, I was like, please let this not be about a demon baby. I'm just not here for demon babies. Not to find out that's the actual storyline. But it does take a bit of time to build up, and I started to lose, because I was losing less and less interest as each episode went on. I was losing less and less story as well, because there wasn't much story to build on, but also because I stopped concentrating as much as I could, and I was finding it quite hard to even try and dig for the answers. I just lost my interest.
There is a much more interesting. It's interesting to me that Apple commissioned this, because they have a sort of spooky baby story already.
What show is that?
Servant.
Oh Yeah.
Which was written by Tony Basgallop, directed and exec produced by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And it is, again, another slow burn.
Yeah.
And
is it better?
I really like Seven.
Yeah.
I really, really like Seven. I think it is... I think what... M. Night, I know that people clown him a lot, but, what he does really well in that show is make the mundane slightly terrifying. The husband is a chef. Yeah. And they'll have scenes of him just, cooking. But there's something very eerie about, the way, he's, vacuum sealing stuff or whatever. It just feels like... I don't know... Everything you watch an episode and you feel tense the whole time, but nothing actually, there's no jump scares. It's not it's not like that. Yeah. It's just this tension of what the hell is going on, and the premise of that is this woman has lost a child. She has bought one of those reborn baby dolls. Yeah. She hires someone to become the nanny to this doll. Yeah. So she can go back to work. Yeah. And when the girl comes, the baby is suddenly a real baby. Yeah. And now everyone's where does she get this baby born? Is this actually their real baby? And the wife who lost the baby is so in her grief that she doesn't even remember the baby dying. She genuinely thinks this is her baby. She has forgotten completely that their baby died. She grieved for it. She mourned for it. None of it. She doesn't remember any of it. And her husband and her brother are just trying to maintain this myth for her so that she doesn't have an absolute mental breakdown. Yeah. And so there's so many, there's so thematically so much going on in terms of grief and conception and, love and what is the right thing to do when you have, see someone that you love struggling. And then equally this very eerie, who is this girl? How she made this happen? Is this really their baby? And that managed to get 6 seasons because it's a really simple.
Really?
Yeah, or 5 seasons.
But it's a simple premise.
Really simple premise. And every season, again, whatever questions they pose, they answer by the end of the season, and they pose new questions for the next season.
That's what you need. That's. I think we need to forget. We need to remember that these shows are not just for us. It's for audiences who are going to watch this.
Not audiences.
Audience, what did I say?
You said it's not just for us. It's for audiences, but aren't we audiences?
When I say us, I mean it's not just. I'm thinking about it from a creative perspective. It's not just for the writer, the director, and the actors. Yeah. To have fun on set. It's for people who are coming back from a long day of work and just want to sit down and watch something really interesting and be taken to a new world. But it needs to be clear, for goodness sake. It needs to be clear. And yes, you can have episodes that allows the audience to, be intrigued or try and solve a mystery themselves. But like you said, it needs to wrap up with giving that payoff back to the audience of being you've stuck this through for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes. This is what it's all come down to. This is the meaning of this. This is a story. And that's what the Changeling lacked. A story, a proposition that I would be okay, this is what the Changeling is about.
Weirdly, watching this today, episode 7 I think was really well directed. I think Adina Porter was great in it. And it made me think of the Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix.
Well, I haven't watched that yet. Is that good?
If you like the guy who... what's his name? I can't remember. His Michael something.
Ben.
He did the Haunting of Hill House. Haunting of Bly Manor. Midnight Mass. He has a very specific niche, I think. Hill House is probably the best thing he's ever made. This is not as good as Hill House, but there are some great sequences. Sometimes I feel people write stuff just because they want to be this is going to be this really sick moment. Yeah. It's the thing is that sick moment only works if I care about the story and I care about these characters. Otherwise it's just a sick moment, right? Yeah. Out of context. Yeah. But the thing that the Fall of the House of Usher had, which is the story is small. Yeah. What you've decided to do is drag it out for 6 episodes. And then in the 6th episode, when you reveal what the mystery was, it's so anticlimactic that now I'm pissed off I've spent 6 episodes on this. And this has the same thing where it's you've spent 8 episodes just to reveal that his mum killed his dad. I don't care anyway. Like, you're acting like that is that is so crazy. It's not that crazy because by episode 1 we know that he's left him.
Yeah.
So why did we need another 6 episodes before you revealed what happens? It doesn't change my life in any way, and it doesn't change what's happening in the present, whether the dad was killed or not killed. No. So like that was really frustrating to me, and it was just making me think about like good mysteries and good horrors like hinge on delivering a twist that you are going to be satisfied with. And sometimes I think that shows shoot themselves in the foot by holding on to that twist, because the twist is never as satisfying if you've had to wait 8 episodes for it as if you just reveal it in the next episode. Like now I'm like sitting up in my chair because like you were saying, you posed a question to me and you've answered it in episode 2. Now you can ask me a new question that I'm intrigued to find out in the next episode. But if you keep being like, oh, wait till you find out what happened to his dad, wait till you find out what happened to his dad, and we get to episode 7 and it's like his mum killed him.
Don't care.
I was expecting it to be the dad is actually a god of blood, something, and for it to just come to like, oh yeah, he was not a very nice husband, so I killed him, is crazy.
I don't know.
Or is this a story of history repeating itself? Get to it quicker. Literally as soon as she kills their son, you should reveal that his dad tried to kill him, and you should reveal that her mum tried to kill her. Then we're saying this is a story about how history repeats itself. Yeah,
that's really interesting. Yeah.
But then even from there, where do you go from there?
I mean,
they've killed their son, they don't have another son.
Finding the real baby.
Yeah, exactly. So you do that, history repeating itself, then you flip that on its head by being like, well, their baby's not actually dead. Yeah. So I
mean, that could have been a really interesting like premise as well, because he could have gone all the way to find this baby, thinking it's him, thinking it's the baby, taking it home with Emma, and the baby bites him. Yeah. And then you realise, oh gosh.
She's gone to all the trouble to get rid of this demon baby, and he's brought back.
He's brought out a new one. And then that's your open door for series 2. So, but I'll be honest, if this gets a series 2,
I think it might, just for the talent attached. Yeah, and wanting to
because that's how with Lou, I was like, this does not need a series 2.
Yeah, but you don't want to piss off Maya Rudolph should she have something incredible in the future that you want.
100%. So yeah, it may come back, and it sounds like it's got a lot of great talent in front of and behind the camera, but I do, and I told you this when you came not with your dog this evening, that I think this is one of the worst things I've watched this year.
I just think I really want to have a conversation. I don't know if it's the execs, I don't know if it's the commissioners, but do not make your audience wait for a shit twist. Yeah. Don't do it. The Fall of the House of Usher, they're like, why is this happening? Why are all these murders happening? And then it's like, oh, we made a deal with this woman and now we have to, this is the price. I'd already guessed that in episode 2. So why have you made me sit here? Yeah. Why have you made me sit here?
Honestly.
You have to now deliver. If you know that I'm going to anticipate that, you have to deliver something else.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think...
And both of them are adaptations, so you can't read... That's the thing, you feel stuck in the twist that the book came with. You can't come up with a new twist.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the beauty of
make it a
some show.
Episode show.
Yeah, you either make it super short, which is one of my big pieces of feedback for normal people, because again, that show dragged it, which I know is not horror.
4 episodes too long.
Yeah.
I stand by that.
I mean, I think it could have been half. It was 12 episodes, wasn't it?
Oh, then it was 6 episodes too long.
Yeah, it could have been 6.
It should have been 6 episodes. I don't know whether the BBC that's constantly telling people they only get 6 episodes and they gave us 12. What?
No, but
12 weeks of that terrible. We had. 12 weeks of people being like,
I'm so glad I binged that. I just wasted on 2 more jobs, and I just.
But I'm just saying that period. You had to be alive in that time, which was of course the pandemic.
It was 2020. No one had nothing to do.
Nothing else to talk about but normal people. You would think Normal People was the first TV show ever made.
Oh, I know. And to be perfectly honest, Normal People, when you watch it, is for a very specific audience.
If it had come out at any time that wasn't the pandemic, we wouldn't have heard it.
That would have died.
About that show.
That would have died a very quiet death.
That show would have had the reception that Conversations with Friends had, which is nobody talks about it.
Oh, Conversation with Friends was terrible. I mean, it was worse than Normal People. But
put my girl Jemima Kirk in that for what?
Yeah, that was terrible. But Changeling, I don't know where you go from there. I have no desire to see series 2, but I wish them all the best. I say lay out the answers. What would you rate it?
1.5.
I'll give it.
No, allow it. 2.
I'll give it 1 for Lakeith. I think he's got a promising career.
That is dark. A 1 for Lakeith is horrible. That is nasty. That is nasty behaviour.
That's not nasty. That's honest. Because I'm so sorry. I couldn't finish the show. I felt so guilty. I was like, I can't even push. I'm trying to push through, but every time I put it on this show, I start falling asleep. But we have been going through this streak of some duds.
Yeah.
We have, unfortunately, this is what happens sometimes on the pods. We do go through the streaks of not so great shows. And
Champion was better than this though.
yeah, 100%. 100%. At least it's got music.
At least it had Mehmet.
Oh God.
There was no eye candy in this show.
There was no. The key? No. The dad? No. No one. That actually makes it really. Yeah, that's actually very true. There was nothing for me to be like, ooh, I'm excited. Like at least with like Last of Us, because again, another show that I'm not. The genre is not my bag.
There was no eye candy in that show.
Pedro. I mean, he wasn't the hottest Pedro I've seen, but he still looked good.
No eye candy in that show.
He still looked good. He looked great.
Bring back eye candy in shows, man.
Yeah, but this is the problem. All these actors who want to be serious can't be looking commercially attractive. They have to be rough already.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I don't know.
You can.
Yeah. Moving on. So setting on to Changeling while they figure things out. And we're going to move on to our review for next week, which is, as you can guess, Selling Sunset Series 7. Great.
Fantastic.
On Netflix, is back.
Wear your most ridiculous outfit to this review.
Because the girls will.
I want to see 19-inch heels,
God.
hair down to your ass crack.
The boobs out for the world to see.
Wearing a burlap sack that's been cut into a bikini. Honestly,
I cannot believe this.
What a show, actually. Because there's nothing else on TV where you could dress that outrageously and go to work and make money.
The biggest question, are they still selling houses? Because
everyone, I would say this is a spoiler alert. I don't think they sell a single house this season. Actually, no, I think Chelsea sells 1.
I mean, that being said, it's quite hard to have Selling Sunset in this economy. So
all they keep talking about is there's a mansion tax. There's the mansion tax. I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, but I do think because of the economy and the market that we're in, it's very hard to sell houses. So you need to up the drama when there's
not in LA. America's not the UK. Okay, they're not living in hell like we're living in hell. They are always going to be selling houses. All those people do out there is buy houses.
Not when potentially when a recession. Anywho.
I feel like a recession doesn't affect a man who's trying to buy an £8 billion property in the first place. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, but if
I'm trying to sell my 10 million house for 9 mil.
Yeah, if it wasn't in recession, it would be 18 mil.
I don't feel sorry for those people.
You could be marrying one of them.
No, I don't like that excessive wealth. There are people dying, Kim.
Yeah. It's not funny. There are people dying.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't aspire to that level of wealth. It's fun to watch, but sometimes you look at the houses and you look at what they wear, you look at the whole thing and you just think, what a waste of money.
I mean, when I went to LA, it felt so soulless. Like people were like, "Oh, would you ever go to LA? Would you ever live in LA?" And I said no because it lacked soul. It was this really weird disparity between rich and poor and nothing in between. I mean, of course there's things in between, but it just felt very, very vast. And it may be warm and it may be sunny, but it can't hide the darkness that's in that city.
Damn.
So
what was they say in South Park? California loves homeless people. California gives money to the homeless. I haven't watched South Park in such a long time.
I never really connected with South Park. It's not really my vibe.
No, we all know that. Okay, love you guys.
Alright, thanks for listening to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana
and Marnie.
Alright, bye.
Bye.